Good evening and welcome to A Course in Miracles. Tonight we do Workbook Lesson 165. Before I read that first sentence, let's just pause. To the new student to A Course in Miracles, or someone reading a passage or jumping in the text from chapter to first chapter to the end of the book, the course will sometimes appear confusing and even contradictory. I can guarantee you it does not contradict itself at all. But because it uses Christian-based terminology, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, it also uses non-dual terminology such as the word self or Atman, Christ, same thing, and uses the word mind, capitalized or small mind, right mind, wrong mind. There is a tendency for the student to spiritualize the terms without a deep understanding of what the term means. Try not to get confused. And confusion is almost always inevitable if you are a promiscuous student, meaning you follow Muji, Luji, and Papaji. Papaji says, be as you are, and Luji says, be quiet, and Muji says, all that is. You're going to be confused. Rupert Spira says consciousness and awareness in the same sentence, meaning the same thing. I use consciousness as the realm of the dreaming mind, and awareness as the only true realm, the realm of Christ mind or God itself. I will sometimes say conscious awareness, which is bridge consciousness in A Course in Miracles, meaning while you're in human body mind appearance, temporal ethereal appearance, you've transcended the human consciousness and awareness is now flowing. Conscious awareness. Don't be confused with my terminology. When I say awareness, other people, Eckhart Tolle will say consciousness. Meaning, in the sentence, if you pay attention to the structure of the sentence, he is speaking of awareness. Awareness is like saying the Tao. The Tao that can be named is no longer the eternal Tao. If you start describing awareness, you're out. It's the same thing as self. You cannot ascribe qualities of self other than two very simple terms, peace, joy. The word love, we always, because of the confusion of what love is, and often meaning human desire, we then have to put another word in front of love, unconditional love. It's like saying free gift. Love is unconditional. There's no other form of love. And when you say love, you're saying awareness too, and you're saying God all in one word. It's one and self. Self and God and spirit and love and awareness are the same thing. Depending on how you use it in the sentence, it points to a certain level of consciousness or conscious awareness or no mind, pure awareness. So the first sentence of this lesson is, let my mind, so that is my consciousness, the activity. Thoughts clustered together are activities of my appearance dreaming. My appearance is an activity of dreaming Christ mind asleep. Christ mind, Son, God, Son's mind, Christ, asleep is dreaming. Dreaming is ego. Ego is not an entity. It's just a mistake. A program is mistake. It knows not what it is. So let my mind, let the activities of my consciousness not deny awareness. Because I reside in awareness. I abide in awareness. So let my mind not deny the thought of God. Now, it plays in two different ways. The thought of God. So I'm directing my attention towards that which is God, that which is awareness, that which is silent stillness, the unnamed. And let my mind not deny the thought that God had, which is the extension of itself, himself, herself. There's no he or she. It's itself, extended. What is extending? Light. We use the term light. Light, love, extended forever. And as it extends, that extension is thought. It's extending. We use human terms to try and explain the unexplainable because we have no memory of that which is. We have glimpses, and glimpses come as concepts and ideas. So God had a thought, God's source has a thought, one thought, and that's love extended. And that which I am, not the physical body mind, but that which dreams and has me as an activity of its dream, and you and the whole universe as an activity of a dream, that dreamer is a thought in God's mind, and that thought is love. That sun is love. That self is love. So let my mind not deny the thought of God, which is what I share with God. I share his infinite extension, his infinite essence, that essence which, when perceived through a body mind, an activity of the dream, is experienced for the activity, this is the activity, as peace, as joy. And when you combine peace and joy, that is love. Without condition, without exception. God is pure awareness. And pure awareness, how do we explain pure awareness? It's the knowing of what is, not in appearance, people, places, things, and events, but the energy of what is. And that energy is essence, and that essence is light, and that light is peace, and that peace is joy. And all of it can be described in one word, love. But we know not what love is, so let's not use the word love. Let's just use acceptance. The acceptance of what is appearing in that which is, that which cannot be named, and yet is our source. And therefore, everything is contained within that. Let's pause. Let that sink in. Press pause if you're watching this. Listen to it again. What makes this world seem real, knock on wood, what makes this world seem real, except your own denial of the truth of what lies beyond. If you were to rest in total silence right now, take a deep breath, center. There's an energy pulsating through you. The deeper you center, as you quieten thoughts, you become aware not just of the blood flowing through your veins or your heart beating or your lungs opening and closing and breathing, but there's an energy awareness that you've known that's been there with you. It's the life force. And that is the only truth, that life force. That's what remains when the body appears to die. That's what life is. That's what lives forever. What but your thoughts of misery, your own life, your past, your history, your stories, the things you're resisting in the world right now, the stories that you're resisting, the people that have upset you, the conditions of your body, the pain that you're focusing on, the illness that you're focusing on. What but those thoughts of misery and a fearful death, or even worse, oblivion, never having existed at all, obscured the perfect happiness and the eternal life your Father wills for you. That will, which is that energy within you, which is life itself. And what could hide what cannot be concealed except the illusion? What could hide a light except something that filters the light and prevents you from seeing it? What's hiding my face right now from your awareness but my hands? Is my face gone? No, my face is still here. You can still hear my voice. My hands have hidden my face. Where are you experiencing my face? On the screen or in your awareness? It appears on the screen, but where's the screen? The computer or the phone on which you're watching this, where is that? Is it in your hand? Is it in front of you? But where are you experiencing it? You're experiencing it in awareness. What is awareness? It's the all-pervading, that which is. Now let's step it down. Are you conscious of your hand? Yes. Are you conscious of yourself? Yes. Are you conscious of your thoughts? Yes. It's still conscious as to where you direct attention. And in what does this consciousness appear? That which is. And what is that which is? ... Rewind, awareness. The all-pervading this. So what keeps us from knowing ourselves except illusions? Our paying conscious attention, and attention creates tension. Intention, attention is going to create tension. What could keep you from what you already have, except your choice to see it not, denying it is there? Do you deny you live? Do you deny the I that you are? I am. And if we all say I am, why would we perceive that I am as in any way different from everyone's I am? When did that take? Because we don't stop the sentence with I am. Not even in Psalm 46.10 does it stop at one, whereas the original Bible does. 1300 century Bible stops at be still and know I am, full stop. When did it change and become a sentence? Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am is God. The I am is God. The I am is word, is the word God. I am. Christ I am was the original term. Christiam became Christian. Ego has to change it so that you're not aware. Christ I am. And what did we do with Christ I am? We stopped Christ. We added a word in front of it, Jesus Christ. And then we objectified the Christ I am. And says being Christ I am became Jesus. Jesus comes to save me. As opposed to the Christ is my awareness while I appear in consciousness. And it's the I am that transcends my consciousness into conscious awareness. And God takes the final step and pulls me into the awareness, which is God itself. What could keep you from what you already have is a choice to believe that this is real. And that is real. And you want that to make you happy. This next line is the mic drop. This is it. The thought, capital T, the thought of God created you. You are a thought in God's mind. Full stop. Another way to say that sentence is awareness. The awareness energy extended as you, extended you, created you in its extension. Awareness energy, God, extended awareness energy, and you are created as that which is God's extended energy, in which God abides. That's his heaven, that's his sonship. The essence of what you are is heaven. Heaven's not within you. You are heaven. It's not within you. You are within heaven. God's not in you. You are in God. So yes, he's in you too. But first and foremost, you're in God. And of course, your essence is God. So all of the real you is God, and the appearance is just in your dreaming mind. It left you not. It cannot leave you. Nor have you ever been apart from it an instant. It belongs to you. By it you live. I move and live in God alone, and God moves and lives in me. That's it. The very essence of what you are, that which extends and lives in eternity, meaning always here now, is Your true essence is your shared essence with God. You want the body to live forever. The body is the denial of what is. You wanted to create something. You wanted to take on form. A funny little thing with two eyes and a mouth and another mouth on the other side. And one goes in and one comes out, and two little things and hands. And it never works perfectly, ever. Never has. Of course, you've adorned someone saying, oh, sexy and beautiful, and wow. You know, the skinnier, the more runtier, the more sexy they are. You stick them on magazine covers. It's just an illusion. In the 1600s, if you were a scrawny rat, you weren't considered sexy. You had to have some curves. And ask any motorcyclist, you require curves to free the mind. Twisty road frees the mind. A curvy road frees the mind. Straight roads are boring. But hey, personal taste. It belongs to you, Holy Son. By it you live, Holy Son. It is your source of life itself, for it is life itself. You are life itself. You are eternal, holding you one with it. And everything is one with you, because it left you not, Holy Son, holy dreaming Son of God, who is localized as what you think is you, and all 8 billion of us, and the entire universe, and all the bitty beeps and aliens and whatever they are living all over throughout. Let's not focus on aliens. We're alien alone as it is. We're alien enough as it is. The thought of God protects you, because you are his thought, cares for you, makes soft your resting place, and smooths your way. Lighting, for light is what you are. Your mind with its essence, and its essence is lighting your mind with happiness and love. For you are light, love, happiness. It's the same thing. Eternity, here now, forever, and everlasting life, here now, shines in your mind, light. That's what enlightenment is, the realization of what we are. Because the thought, capital T, of God has left you not, for it is all that you are, and it's the only thought you've ever had. And every thought you've never thought a single thought. You don't think. It's just a radio device, lost in translation, listening to its own ideas of sin, fear, and guilt in a myriad of 10,000 ways and things, appearances. Because the thought of God left you not, and it still abides with you, because you abide as a thought in God, abiding in God as the thought, love, light, joy, peace. You are that. How much more do you want to know? Can you accept that about yourself without giving it another thought? Can you just say, I accept that? I will to accept this. I will to will thy will, Father. Show me that I'm this. I want to know myself as what I now understand I am. I haven't fully embraced it, encompassed it. It hasn't become fully pervading throughout all of me, but I choose to. Show me. That's all I ask for. I want nothing else but that. The love of God is all I seek. Love of God is all I want. Not as in God loves me. I am God's love. God's not projecting love towards me. God's extending, and I am that extension. I want to know myself as that self-same extension, self-same essential nature, essence, which is God. That's all I want. And while I abide here, I want to know it, because it is what I've sought for my whole life. In the beginning, I misperceived what it was, and I thought I'd get it through people, places, things, and events. Then I thought I'd acquire it by becoming more spiritual and practicing spirituality in some bizarre form. Eat, pray, love, smack. Shag, marry, kill. Wake up. Now that I have got glimpses, holy instances into that which I am, appearing as what is in that which is God. I now choose to be that alone. And yes, I'll still chop wood, fetch water, feed the kid, but I'll do it with a smile on my face, for I now realize the eternal essence of what I am as that which is God's shared essence with me, eternal shared essence with me. Who would deny his safety and his peace, his joy, his healing? What is healing? The mind. Don't start going into, I want to fix the body now. Heal that, and the body complies if it's according to the script. And in his peace of mind, his quiet rest, his calm awakening, if he but recognized where they abide, we abide in God, and God abides in us. We live and move in God alone. Full stop. Never left. Where can he not be? Would he not instantly prepare to go where they can be found? In the silent stillness. Just abide. There it is. Abandoning all else as worthless in comparison with them. Yeah, but then, Lou, I've got to go to work the next day. You'll go to work the next day. You'll just go happy. Who pays the bills? You're not asked to sit there in samadhi for the rest of your life. Samadhi is pure awareness of the joyous nature you are. And having found them, would he not make sure they stay with him, prevalent in your awareness, as he remains with them? Be thyself knowingly, Holy Son of God, who temporarily appears as an ethereal body mind you call you. But now you know that you're an activity in your own Christ dreaming mind, our collective, our own Christ dreaming mind, who has projected 8 billion localized fractured parts of itself. And yet inside each one of us is the truth. And that truth is the spark, is the light, is the self-shared essence we have with God's essence. Now that you know you are eternal, you don't have to worry about sin, fear, guilt, about life after death, because there is no death, just the dying of the illusion. And that has to be laid aside. And do not get trapped in, oh, I'm spiritual and I study A Course in Miracles, I won't get sick and I'll never die. You will die. It's scripted. You agreed to that script before you came. You'll either die happy or miserable. And if you die miserable, you're coming back. Because you're miserable and you're resisting. Whatever you're resisting, you're going to come back. You're going to regurgitate yourself. Never mind reincarnate. You're going to regurgitate yourself straight back into form to conquer the things you couldn't let go of. The stuff that you were resisting, you're coming back. So all the things you're resisting now, you're coming back to resist them again, to overcome the resistance and accept. So all the things you hate right now, you deny, you're going to come back and experience them all over again. Or you can, in this time round, end all future scripts. You see, because the one that writes the script, he may have scripted another 50 for you. But if you awaken to self, there's no need to come back and play the script, unless you choose to be one of those messengers with little no wings. What are you going to do with feathers? Toothpick, that's it. And scare the cat. And then you come back as a pure messenger, and you come back as just pure happy, and you play a secondary role in other people's lives, but perhaps become a demonstrator, or you go sit in the whatever up there in your orange robe and your shaved head, and you just go on all day long and hold the world in love. But they don't need to, because God holds it perfectly. He doesn't need your help. He needs your help to bring your siblings into the mirror that you become when you start to shine Christ back at everyone. What's Christ? Not Jesus. Christ. Love back at everyone. Unconditional acceptance of what is love. Unconditional acceptance of what is love. Not shag, marry, kill love. That stuff's just sticky bits, 11 minutes, 30 years of hell. That's not love. That's desire. Deny not heaven, meaning deny not yourself as that which is heaven. Heaven is joyous peace of mind. It is yours today, but for the asking. Be thyself knowingly. I seek ye first the kingdom. Seek ye first to know thyself as God's kingdom, in which God abides, in which you abide with God. Nor need you perceive how great the gift, how changed your mind will be. Clusters of thoughts that have identified as this localized entity dissolve before it comes to you. Ask to receive, and it is given you. Conviction lies within certainty, clarity, not concept and belief. Till you welcome it as yours, till you welcome it as yours, uncertainty remains. Yet God is fair. Sureness is not required to receive what only your acceptance can bestow. So if you can accept it, it's there. If you don't yet, be willing to be shown, but you have to be at least willing, and then do a little bit of work, and that is abide in silent stillness. You don't have to practice all sorts of techniques. Ho'oponopono works. You don't have to do that. You just have to abide in stillness and let God's eternal energy, essence energy, which is the true you, get rid, clean all those filters of misperception. It's yours for the asking and yours for the taking. The next sentence, jump the gun a little. The next sentence says, ask with desire, the final desire to know thyself with clarity. But this is vital. People like to often say, the universe will provide. What a load of bollocks. What an absolute, what the fuck? Who came up with that shit? The universe is your dreaming mind. Now, you can't provide for yourself. How's it? God will help those who help themselves. What, to more illusions? God won't help you to more illusions. And the universe won't provide anything you don't already have, because being and having are the same. And the entire universe you have because it's in your dreaming mind. What more do you want? You want to manifest more illusions for yourself. You see, we dream of separation. The prodigal son pisses off and goes and parties. And then when he's eventually eating pig shit, then he calls on his father for help and says, oh, I'm not enjoying the pig shit. Dude, you wandered off. If you return to my kingdom, you're eternally taken care of. No, but you want to wander off into physical illusions, but you want the peace of God to remain in your awareness, even though you don't really want it when you're doing shag, marry, kill for 11 minutes at a time. Because now you don't want to be watched because you're feeling guilty. When you ask God for something, and you ask the universe, those of you bliss bunnies that like to talk of the universe instead of God, if you're watching this channel's not for you. Go somewhere else. And there's no universe here. Universe is just shit happening in your corp. Corp is mind. When you ask God, realize that God can only answer, listen closely, and always answers impersonal, unobjectified desires. So don't ask for Susie to become your wife or John to be your husband so that you can be happy and have 3 rugrats, 2 houses, 4 cars, a holiday home, perfect job, blah, blah. Can't ask for objectification. You're asking for what you already have. So you're not asking for it, you're asking to know it. You can't ask for illusion. You can only ask for truth. And truth is, I want to know the happiness I am. I want to know the peace of God I am. I want to know my essential nature, my essential essence, the essence which I share with you. I want to be it knowingly. Not I want to be spiritual and blah, 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 and A Course in Miracles and teach and knowledge and worldly, know the future, and but I want to also be. No. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz because my friends all drive Porsches and I must make amends? No. I want to know myself as that which is the eternal extension of your love, Father. I want to know you. And I know that in order to know you, I must first know my nature. When I know my nature, I know you. For it's your nature extended as that which is your love, your heaven, your sonship, the I am, that I am. God can only answer impersonal and unobjectified desires. Ask for happiness, not the objects that you perceive will bring you happiness. Take it from someone who had every object of happiness he could have, but I was not happy. Looked happy, especially at 300 k's an hour, but I wasn't. You need not be sure that you request the only thing you want, because he's going to give you what you want. But he can't give you illusions. You making manifest illusions, and you think God gave them. It's only because you believe God's going to give them that you make manifest because of your belief system. God's not going to plow you with more illusions unless that illusion is going to help you trip yourself up, smack your head really hard, and then wonder why the fuck your life's gone to shit again. I was so happy God gave me everything he wanted, and then it fell on my head. Well, you needed the stuff to fall on your head, and that's why God gave it to you. He gave you the perfect house, career, job, blah, 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 spouse, and it all just backfired and you ended up on the street. Now, can you look back and realize how none of that stuff made you happy? But when you have received, you will be sure that you have the treasure you've always sought. The being, your true capital S, self-knowingly, who knows its self-same essence as that self-same essence from which it is created. And that essence in our body-mind perception, while we abide here, is peace. And when it moves through you, and moves through you as inspiration, that movement is joy. And together, peace and joy is the acceptance of what is, and the acceptance of what is love. And what would you then exchange for it? What would you exchange for being love itself? You'd exchange all your illusions, the entire universe, just to be the light you are as the extension of God's light. What would induce you now to let it fade away from your ecstatic vision? You want to be the light you are. You want to knowingly be the light you are. For this sight proves that you have exchanged your blindness, people, places, things, and events, for seeing eyes of Christ, the seeing eyes of Christ, pure awareness. Your mind has come to lay aside denial and accept the thought, capital T, of God as your inheritance, for it is what you are, Holy Son of God. Now is all doubting past, your journey's end made certain, and salvation given you, because the end is here now. The end is at the beginning, because it's one, you fell asleep, you woke up, one instant illusion, one holy instant of illusion. Now is Christ's power, the Holy Son of God's mind, awake as you in your mind to heal as you were healed. And what were you healed in? In the idea that you were separate, the idea that you suffered, that the idea that you were a body, mind trapped in space and time as a physical matter, suffering a past, fearing a future. Gone. Presence, awareness. The gift is yours. For now you are among the saviors of the world. And remember, when I say save, I mean put it away. Old way of saying save. Your destiny lies there and nowhere else, because your destiny is here now and nowhere else. Would God consent to let his son remain forever starved by his own denial of the nourishment he needs to live? And by what do you need to live? You live by that spark of God alone. Abundance dwells in you. Abundance dwells in God's Son. And deprivation cannot cut him off from God's sustaining love and from his home. For God's love is that by which we live, is that by which we sustain. It's in everything. When you eat food, it's the energy in the food, which is God's love, which sustains you. The very thing that makes your heart beat is God's love. Your essential nature, your essence is that. Life spark is you. When you feed baby tiny little bits of milk and it grows, how does it do it? Because inside it is the life spark, giving it the opportunity to grow into a body mind, make all the mistakes we all make, bump its head 1,000,000 times, eat, pray, love, shag, marry, kill, and go, shit, there must be another way. There must be another way. I surrender. Show me another way to see this. And once you've surrendered, that's only halfway, holy teachers, Holy Son of God. The surrendering, the awakening to self is only the halfway point, because now He calls you. Now he calls you. He called you to be yourself knowingly. And now he calls you to extend yourself knowingly and go back into this world in a normal appearance and be the face of Christ to those who need the mirrors to show them what they can be. Not some mystical creature died 2,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago or something that is unimaginable and unattainable, but to be an example of love in this world, unconditional acceptance. And yes, we're required, if you need to demonstrate a physical miracle, by all means, but that's not what it's about, because they'll turn you into a party trick. They'll turn you into a party trick and they'll expect more. And then when God doesn't flow through you into that specific healing, then they'll be disappointed and despondent and call you a charlatan because you healed all those people, but you wouldn't heal them. Why? What have they done wrong, or what's wrong with you? Because they'll never look at their own fault. Practice and hope today. For hope is indeed justified when it comes to salvation, but not in hoping for stuff. Remember, abundance dwells in you. Deprivation cannot cut you off from God's sustaining love. So hope is justified. Your doubts are meaningless. And that's what keeps you trapped, because you get trapped in the thinking. And as soon as you have the answer, there's another question, because the ego doesn't want you. The false idea of yourself, the identity, the ego you are, it's not something attacking you. It's your own accepted false identity is what attacks you. There's nothing attacking you from the outside. There's no devil. It's not going back into Christian principles of a devil and an angel. It's all you, Holy Son. And the thought of him is never absent. The thought of God can never be absent. The thought of yourself as God's love is never absent. Sureness must abide within you now, who are host to him and always have been, but perhaps you were unaware for a little while. This course removes all doubts. If you're willing to trust it and believe it completely and then abide in it and do the work it's asking you to do, because the work is a washing machine that cleans those filters. And it removes all doubts which you have interposed between creation, God, love itself, and your certainty of him as yourself extending as him. And now we count on our source, our God, the life spark which gives us life, and not upon ourselves like we've tried to do. Try to strategize. Here's Guy, doctorate in strategy. How far did it get him? Made him a millionaire, and then he was miserable. Miserable. Yeah, and he used to say, oh, it's better to be miserable and rich than miserable and poor. Hey, miserable is miserable. So let's count on the life spark, the source of all creation, not upon our little body minds, to give us certainty. Because certainty comes in knowing, and knowing comes in abiding, and abiding comes through giving your tithing, your time, and it flows through you. And when it flows through you, know. And in his name we practice as his word directs, we do. He'll guide us into, once you're abiding, where to pour it. And it's as simple. How do I know God's pouring me? Why do I want it? Do I want it because it's going to make me happy? Or do I want it because it's coming from the joyous happiness I am? Is it coming from a place of love, or is it coming because I'm needing to be loved? His sureness lies beyond our every doubt. His love remains beyond our every fear. The thought of him is still beyond all dreams and in our mind, according to his will. And his will is that we put down the silly, universal, nightmarish dream of body, minds, and celestial bodies traveling through space and time, appearing to go somewhere, always yet being now here. And be ourselves knowingly as the love, which is God's eternal extension. Be you that. Amen. Let's stop there and do some questions.